We are all aiming for that smooth, radiant, naturally glowing skin. And while there are skincare products that can help you create that effect, you can achieve it on a deeper level by adding some foods to your diet. So in this video, we're going to cover the 3 steps you can take to achieve that inside-out glow. We'll cover food and supplements, and as ever, this is all backed by science. So a quick hello if you're new here. My name is Fiona, and I'm a registered nutritionist with a master's degree in nutritional medicine. On this channel, we talk about how to eat for great skin, because true skincare starts on your plate. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button because it really helps the channel. Right, so let's get into this. The first step on our list is to eat red, orange, yellow and green fruits and vegetables. So scientists have a device called a Vegemeter, and I promise I'm not making this up. You hold this device up to your skin, and scientists typically use a fingertip, and the device can accurately gauge how many fruits and vegetables you typically eat. Now, it sounds kind of crazy, but what this device is doing is measuring the levels of certain pigments in your skin. And these pigments come from the fruits and vegetables you're eating. So the same pigments that give red, orange, yellow and green fruits and vegetables their vibrant colour accumulate in your skin when you eat them, and they literally give you a natural glow that's measurable. These pigments are called carotenoids, and they're powerful. Studies suggest that the majority of people think that the natural glow that comes from eating these carotenoids is more attractive than a suntan. And this isn't just a thing for lighter skin tones. This glow shows up on darker skin tones too, and we all kind of perceive it on a subconscious level. It makes someone look healthy, which in turn makes them look really attractive. Now, funnily enough, the pigments from a sweet potato you ate a couple of weeks ago are probably already in your skin. These carotenoids take about 2 to 4 weeks to accumulate in your skin, so if you start adding these foods into your diet, you're going to see a change pretty quickly. And you don't need to eat that much. Data suggests that if you already eat an average amount of fruits and vegetables, you only need to add another 3.5 portions to push yourself into this glowy skin territory. Now, if 3.5 portions sounds like a lot, remember that a portion is just a small handful, or about 80 grams. So an extra 3.5 portions could look like a whole orange with your breakfast, a couple of handfuls of spinach with your lunch, and a sweet potato for dinner. And that's it. As well as giving you a natural glow, these pigments, or these carotenoids, can also help to protect your skin from sun damage, which helps you stay looking younger for longer. It really is a win-win situation. Okay, so what about supplements? Now, you can supplement with carotenoids, and research showed that they do reach your skin even when you take them in supplement form. But I wouldn't recommend it, and that's for 2 main reasons. Firstly, it's really easy to eat enough carotenoids from whole food sources. And when you get them in whole foods, you also get all the vitamins and minerals that help your body use these carotenoids effectively. And secondly, no supplement is entirely risk-free, and there is some data to suggest that supplementary carotenoids can have a negative effect. And that's probably because you're taking them in a megadose that's quite hard for your body to process. So I would just stick with the food. So that's step number 1. Eat red, orange, yellow and green fruits and vegetables daily. Moving on to step 2, which is also really simple, and that is to eat nuts and seeds daily and oily fish weekly. Not many people know that a huge part of your skin barrier function, including how smooth and how even your skin is, comes down to the dietary fats that you're eating. Your skin needs both omega-3 and omega-6 fats, and you've likely heard of these, but if you haven't, don't worry, they're really easy to understand. Omega-3 fats mainly come from oily fish like salmon and sardines and mackerel, and you can also get them in a plant-based form in algae supplements. Omega-3 is important because it helps to dial down inflammation in the skin, helping to keep your complexion smooth and even. Now, omega-6 fats mainly come from nuts and seeds. These are super important for creating the structure and integrity of your skin barrier, helping you to achieve calm and plump skin. Now, poor old omega-6 often gets a bad rap for being pro-inflammatory, and this isn't entirely untrue based on some of the pathways it's involved in your body, but the pro-inflammatory effect mainly comes when you eat too much omega-6 compared to omega-3, and this is most easy to do when you're eating lots of seed oils from processed foods. But because of all this noise, it's really easy to forget that you do need some omega-6, and eating it from the right sources can be transformative for your skin. If you need more convincing, there are lots of studies showing that when people eat the right fats, their skin visibly improves. So let's look at a few of those. In one experimental study, when women ate 2 handfuls of almonds daily, their wrinkles significantly reduced. And in an observational study of more than 3,000 3,000 people, it was found that those who ate more omega-3 fats tended to have more youthful looking skin. And in another experimental study, people who took flaxseed oil daily, which contains both omega-3 and omega-6, were found to have plumper, smoother and more hydrated skin, and their skin barriers were stronger, as you can see in these images from the study. I could go on. Basically, if you want plump, smooth, glowy skin, get your healthy fats in. And again, this is really simple to do. So let's look at it daily and weekly. Daily, you want to eat 1 to 2 handfuls of nuts and seeds. You have all these nuts and seeds to choose from. Try and eat them raw and unsalted for maximum skin benefit. My favourites are typically pecans or almonds, and in fact, look at the snack I have on my desk right now. You can sprinkle them on your breakfast, you can toss them into salads, or you can just enjoy them like I am as a satisfying snack. Now, oily fish you don't need to eat every day, but once or twice weekly is a really good habit to get into. Salmon is an obvious and popular choice, but things like mackerel and anchovies and herrings and sardines are other options. And don't be afraid to play around with them. You can stir anchovies into pasta sauces, which really amps up that umami flavour. Or I like to mix mackerel up with a soft cheese to create a salty, creamy pate. Okay, so what about supplements? Now, omega-3 supplements or fish oil supplements are really popular, but these actually aren't my first choice for skin, with one exception, which we'll come on to. In terms of making a visible difference to the appearance of your skin, I find borage oil to be much more effective. This is rich in the omega-6 fats, but paradoxically, it actually has an anti-inflammatory impact. Now, I've done a whole video on this, which you can check out here. You'll typically want to take about 2 or 3 capsules of borage oil daily. Another option that I find to be effective is flaxseed oil, which contains both omega-3 and omega-6. Again, you'll want to take a couple of capsules of this daily, and you'll need to stick with it for 12 weeks before it starts having an effect. Now, the one exception to the omega-3 supplements is if you eat an exclusively plant-based diet and you're not getting any oily fish in at all. Then I would consider taking omega-3 in the form of an algae supplement. Again, you're looking at about 2 or 3 capsules daily. Now, I will pop some examples of good quality supplements in the video description box below, but please remember that this advice is not personalised to you, and be safe. Check in with your doctor before you start any new supplements. So that's step 2, get your healthy fats in. Moving on to our final step, which is to eat fermented foods daily. So about 10 years ago, scientists experimented with giving mice probiotic yogurt. Some of the lucky mice got the probiotic yogurt and others just got their normal diet. Now, after a few weeks, the scientists began to notice that the mice getting the probiotic yogurt demonstrated, and I quote, a glow of health. Their fur became shinier, thicker and more lustrous, and they were basically deemed like the super babes in the mice group. The scientists worked out that the friendly bacteria in the probiotic yogurt was positively influencing the mice's immune system and their hormones, which wound up having a shockingly positive effect on their appearance. Now, obviously this was an animal study and you are not a mouse, but this study does fit in with other data we have on actual human skin and eating fermented foods. Drinking kefir, for example, which is fermented milk, has been found to have a dramatic effect on both acne and eczema in several experimental studies. And bacteria extracted from kimchi, which is a fermented cabbage, has been shown to optimize skin pH and increase levels of skin smoothing lactic acid. Basically, the bacteria in these foods have a positive effect on your internal environment, which winds up making your skin look healthier and more glowy. So what can you do? Again, it's really simple. Just get in the habit of eating fermented foods daily. I have a soft spot for kefir just because it's got some good data behind it and it's really easy to make yourself. Now, I've done a whole video on that, which you can check out here. You only need to drink about 100 milliliters or less than half a cup of kefir daily for it to have a beneficial effect on your skin. Kimchi, which is Korean fermented cabbage, is also really flavorful and weirdly addictive. It goes really well with things like cheese and eggs, and you can also use it to pimp up tomato-based sauces. And a super simple option is sauerkraut, which is fermented white cabbage. This one is really easy to find in most supermarkets or grocery stores, but just make sure the one that you're buying is unpasteurized, because if they pasteurize it, they take out all that friendly skin supporting bacteria. And what about supplements? Now, obviously you can take probiotic supplements too, and there's definitely a place for this, but some data suggests that probiotics from food are actually more effective, so make sure you get your fermented food in first and then add in a probiotic as a cherry on top. In terms of achieving smooth smooth, glowing skin, one of the most effective probiotic strains that we know about so far is Lactobacillus paracasei NCC 2461, which is sometimes known as Lactobacillus paracasei ST11. In clinical trials, this particular strain has been found to decrease skin sensitivity and improve skin barrier recovery. It can sometimes be hard to find, but I'll pop an example of a probiotic below that contains it. But again, be safe and check in with your doctor before you start any new supplements. So to sum up, here we have it, the 3 steps you can take to achieve glowing skin from the inside out. As you can see, all it involves is adding foods to your diet, and what could be easier than that? I hope you found that interesting. If you did, you might like another video I've done on the #1 diet hack for great skin, which I'll pop there for you. I hope to see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another video on nutritional skincare. Thank you for watching.